Hi, this is Olivia Johnson, and I'm going to be going over this PowerPoint presentation that I made for this week's Appreciative Inquiry Experiment. And to begin, I used the AI 5D cycle in this experiment, and the 5 phases of this cycle are define, discover, dream, design, and destiny. While going through the 5D cycle, there are some questions that I had to ask myself. So for the define phase, it was what organizational issues are we facing? Then for discovery, it was what are our strengths? How can we learn from other labs or from the past? For dream, what will improvement of the issues from the define phase and achievement of future destiny look like? For design, how can we implement strategies and strengths discussed during discovery? And finally, for destiny, how can we empower, learn, and improvise? How can we deliver our dream and design by utilizing our strengths from the discovery phase? For my defining phase, here's what I have. So we have had several biological oxygen demand, or BOD, samples in recent months that have ran out of holding time before setup or that have been close to expiration. We also have had several work orders held up by data entry and review, causing clients to receive data reports after the standard 7-day turnaround. How can we ensure that we have no more incidents of running samples past their holding time or expiration? And how can we speed up our turnaround time to provide our clients with quick and quality service? For my discovery phase, I sat down with my coworker Kayla, and we came up with a few strengths and looked at some past strategies that our other labs have used. So first we came up with Kayla is very thorough with her work. She takes her time and is detail-oriented. Olivia, which is me, has experience and knowledge in holding times, compliance issues, and analytical procedures. At the Madisonville lab, all samples are batched off the day that they come in or first thing the following morning. At previous labs, data was required to be entered the same day as analytical readout. In the past, we have written down work orders that have early expiration times. And we have 2 dry erase boards that already work well for microbiology readouts. For the dream phase, we want to ensure that client satisfaction improves and maintains an all-time high. And what this would look like is no recollects due to out-of-hold samples, no holding time qualifiers on data reports, increase in on-time delivery percentages, and well-maintained communication of sample status and data logs. So for our design, here's what we came up with. While checking in samples, Kayla will check collection times carefully. Any samples with early collection times will be recorded on the laboratory dry erase board. Olivia will set up a query and element for BOD expiration times. This will be ran first thing every morning that we have BOD samples in-house. As modeled by our other laboratories, Olivia will ensure that samples are batched off directly after BOD query assessment, and data will be calculated and entered the same day as readout analysis occurs. For our destiny, by paying extra attention to collection times at check-in, Kayla will utilize her strength and attention to detail and thoroughness. Writing of times on the board will utilize and improve upon the working relationship and positive communication Kayla and Olivia have already established. By setting up a query for expiration times, Olivia will utilize her strength and knowledge of the LIMS system element, holding times, and BOD procedures. This query will increase our productivity and organization. Promptness and customer satisfaction will be boosted by ensuring that data is calculated and entered in a timely fashion. By modeling our actions after the successes of other labs and by learning from the past, we will be able to increase our productivity, our quality of service, and the quantity of high-level data turnout. Now on to thoughts and questions. With whom did you choose to work with and why? I chose to work with Kayla because we work very closely with each other in the lab. The success of the lab relies heavily on both of our jobs and on our successful communication and cooperation on a daily basis. What happened according to your measures of success? We had work orders on Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday that expired early. Kayla started writing these times down on Wednesday. This worked better than if she had just told me verbally about them like normal, because I was able to visualize the work I needed to do, and this helped me stay focused and on task. I was able to prepare early enough to set these BOD samples to get them ran well within holding time. I also entered all the data this week right after I completed the analysis. This was surprisingly very helpful and made a big difference. I usually am rushing to complete stacks of paperwork on mornings that a lot of things are due. And doing it this way cut down on the stress of the situation, helped me manage my time better, and ensured that there was plenty of time to get results reported to the client, possibly even ahead of the due date. What did you learn from Operation Asha? Operation Asha utilized the strengths of people in their community to make their vision possible. I can see how this approach can be successful within my workplace. By employing this aspect of the 5D cycle, my colleagues and I can use our strengths to help our organization thrive. What ideas do you have to implement AI in the future? I think that AI can be very helpful in addressing other issues at work, such as organization of the paperwork within our laboratory. And I also think that AI could be applied to my home life, specifically in the area of upkeep and landscaping that my brother and I want to do around our new property. What insights do you have about AI? I think that associative inquiry works well when producing solutions to problems because you are utilizing everyone's strengths to get everything accomplished. Involving everyone makes for a productive workplace and shows that you value the thoughts and opinions of your colleagues. I also like that it is really focused on positivity rather than negativity, and I think that this can really work to boost morale and positive working relationships. If someone feels like you are recognizing and appreciating them for their strengths, rather than reprimanding them and focusing on the negative aspects of their actions, I think that people are far more likely to be successful. Thank you for listening to my production. And sorry I got a little tongue-tied there. And I hope that everyone has a good week.